might hit a couple of these little passing showers.
A drug bust and a few arrests made. Look at what they hauled in here.
Howdy.
What's up?
Happy Friday Eve.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Welcome to it, everybody. Yes, indeed. That doesn't look actually too bad. We've got some pretty good sunrises. And that one, if the clouds would hang around, that would be awesome.
Boy, would it.
I don't think that's going to be welcome to the plus, everybody, for 9 News Now. And the right now is sun's up.
It is. And we've been checking in with Steve as the sun's been coming up. Steve, usually it's like a hot blasting ball of sun, but today a little bit of a muted pink-purple sky.
Yeah, the clouds helping us out a little bit. We'll kind of see if the clouds try to help us out a little bit today. Maybe a little more cloud cover around. Even with that, expected to be very hot. Another excessive heat warning in effect area-wide, statewide into southwest Mississippi. That red flag warning also remaining in effect near and north of the interstates in the southwest Mississippi and all of western central north Louisiana under that red flag warning as well. Starting out warm and humid this morning, Baton Rouge and even 80 degrees. We're anywhere from the upper 70s to low 80s in most spots. We've got temperatures quickly approaching 100 by noon. The high today up around 104, today's record 103. So another good shot at setting or breaking or tying or setting a new record high. I do have a 30% rain chance this afternoon, so a few showers and storms expected around. All right, let's give you a look at Futurecast, the HRRR, and what you'll see here is it does show a decent amount. Now these will be a lot of high clouds, kind of thinner, so we'll see what they do for the heating. I'm not expecting it to really hold temperatures down a whole lot. Through noon, it has it mainly dry. Shower 2 showing up south of New Orleans. We'll get into the afternoon now, 3 o'clock. A few spotty thunder showers beginning to develop. Here, we'll pause again at 5:30. A few more showers showing up, but you get the idea. Nothing terribly widespread. It actually does show some rain kind of hanging on a little bit beyond sunset tonight. The HRRR actually did pretty well with the rain that we got late yesterday, so keep that in mind. Might be on to something that we might have a little bit of rain hanging around even after sunset this evening. But again, rain chances overall only about 30%. Yesterday's high, 105. Not only a daily record high, shattering the daily record yesterday at 101, but also one of our hottest temperatures on record for any day of the year. Third time we've now hit 105 since this past Saturday. We did it Saturday, Sunday, and yesterday. So those are all among our hottest days on record. We also hit 104 on the 1st of August. So basically 4 of our 9 hottest days on record since the 1890s have all occurred in the last few weeks in this August. So the crazy heat continues. I'll do that high pressure dome that's not moving a whole lot right now, centered a little bit to our northwest, but bottom line is right on into the weekend, that's going to be the dominant feature in our weather. One thing we're going to be talking a bit more about in the days ahead, you can see a good bit of thunderstorm activity on the eastern Pacific side of Central America. Starting to see a growing model consensus that some of that energy will start drifting northward into the northwestern Caribbean, and maybe something starts to happen by this weekend or early next week. Elsewhere in the tropics, let me show you what else we've got. Tropical Storm Franklin has now made its way across Hispaniola, a little bit east of the Turks and Caicos Islands. That expected to actually strengthen in the days ahead. These are the remnants of what was once Tropical Storm Emily, but looks like a pretty good chance it may redevelop. We have a tropical wave south of it as well. So still several features we're tracking. Notice that Franklin is forecast to become a hurricane, potentially moving just west of Bermuda by early next week. The remnants of Emily give it a 70% chance of redeveloping, but staying out over the open Atlantic. That other wave southeast of Emily, 40% chance, also staying out over the open Atlantic. But closer to home, development odds in the latest outlook just out from the National Hurricane Center now bumping up to a 50% chance of something developing from the northwestern Caribbean or the eastern Gulf of Mexico from, say, this weekend into early next week. Right now, though, it looks like we're going to have a cool front headed down our way early next week, maybe getting close by Tuesday. That front, the associated upper-level trough over the eastern half of the country, would tend to protect us, would tend to steer anything off to our east. So even though there may be something in the Gulf to track by early next week, right now we're kind of thinking if anything comes or anything develops, it stays to our east. So with that in mind, still not seeing any real significant rains over the next 7 days. Weather Prediction Center showing a ½ inch or less. Metro Baton Rouge westward, a little bit more to the east. However, we could see a little better rain chance by Tuesday of next week as that aforementioned cool front gets close. But But through the weekend, rain chances only 20 to 30%. And today, right on through next Monday, I've got daily highs 103 to 104. A little bump in rain chances Tuesday, and then maybe the heat eases back a touch. Still going to be very hot, but upper 90s the second half of next week instead the triple digits and record-setting heat. 7:08 now, checking on the roads. Here's Johnny H.
Thank you very much. Good morning. We are looking good on the interstates, getting busy. This is I-10 at the 1012 merge right here. Two interstates coming together. Bridge traffic very light right now this morning, so that's not bad at all. It hasn't been bad this morning on the bridge. And for folks in Ascension Parish, you are still dealing with a headache. 621 temporarily closed to through traffic due to a down utility pole. You can see the traffic starting to back up right here on Highway 74, Highway 73. Highway 74 is almost back to Airline Highway as you make your way to the Dutchtown area because of that closure. That's a pretty important cut through, wouldn't you think? From Airline Highway over toward Highway 73. So that's, again, your alternate routes. A lot of alternate routes, but depending on where you're coming from or going to, 73, that's starting to get busy, and 74 is also one of your alternate routes this morning, so just be aware that that is still going on. Sheriff Department in Ascension says they will definitely inform us the second that is open, especially since that's such a major cut through for folks. It is 7:09. We're glad you're with us here on WAFB Plus. You asked for it, we give it to you. A little recap of morning headlines, not only locally and regional, statewide, but also national headlines. And that's where we start you right now. Studio B with Liz and Matt.
Johnny, that's exactly it. So let's start on the national stage. Obviously, the big Republican GOP debate last night. The front runner of that race,
right.
Former President Donald Trump, not there.
So the conversation was going to be, how much of the focus would be on the former president, even though he was not there.
Yeah.
You can go back and you can look for yourself, and we kind of sifted through some of the sound bites from those who were on stage yesterday, last night in Milwaukee for the first debate. The reason that he was not there, he's got something else on his plate right now, turning himself over to authorities in Georgia later today.
We've got our eyes there on Fulton counties. He's expected to turn himself in. Many of the other co-defendants already have.
Right.
Deadline is Friday, so we're going to keep our eyes on that today.
As Johnny just showed you, he's keeping his eyes on this, and we want to make sure that you can find that here as well. Some downed power lines over a pretty major cut through when we talk about folks getting to and from some big roads here.
Yeah, we're talking about the sheriff's office closing down Highway 621, closed at Slalom Way near Highway 73. Johnny did mention to it. Once we figure out when that's all that's lifted and it's safe for you to travel down that way, we're going to send you an alert to your phone through the 9 News app.
Got to know about it. Hey, this was another little piece of breaking news this morning.
Yeah.
A fire in the Broadmoor neighborhood.
Yeah, you were actually at work when you guys found out about this. Our photographer going out to get video of this. Fire department says Entergy crews working in the area already on restoring power. They were the ones to call this in.
Yes.
Because power was out, turns out the homeowners weren't home at the time.
Correct. So this is Donna Drive. For those who know the area, this is where the fire is. This is Cora as it goes right into Florida.
Yeah.
So yeah, the northern part of Broadmoor as it butts up against Florida Boulevard.
Right.
Now, what exactly sparked that fire? That's still being investigated, but as Liz talked about, nobody injured, nobody was home. They were able to knock it down before it got to other buildings.
Yeah.
We'll keep you updated when that information comes in. Speaking of people being updated, man, this continues to build. This story of East Baton Rouge, the school district, getting kids to and from school, the bus driver situation, the bus situation. There's a lot going on and something big going on tonight.
Hopefully tonight at that board meeting, we're hoping to find out whether there's a permanent solution on the table to move forward with this bus driver shortage. 150 bus drivers short. Yeah. Could they possibly stagger start times for schools in our district? Well, all of this is on the table. School board set to meet tonight, 5 o'clock, 3000 North Sherwood Forest Boulevard. They're asking folks to come out, and this is going to be a contentious, well-attended meeting.
Oh, it's going to be very well attended. My younger daughter, is a sophomore in high school right now. She's like, wait a minute, staggering time? What kind of time are we going to start? What does this mean we're going to end? Everybody wants to know. We'll see what some of these answers could possibly be a little bit later on today. We will be in that room for you.
Yes.
Here for you as well. Wildfires across parts of our state, and GOSEP now making sure that we know what they are doing to help prevent these things and knock them down, but also what we can do as well.
Yeah, we just heard a big press conference yesterday with GOSEP, with the Louisiana Army National Guard. We had DOTD, a number of different agencies coming together, because when you think about it, roads are impacted by this. Road closures impacted by fires. Our part is making sure we're not burning. We're not doing things like throwing away cigarette butts. We're not dragging chains off of trucks. It's the little things that you can do in this intense heat that we've been talking about. This is serious, and they're asking us to do what we can, stay hydrated so we're staying out of hospitals hospitals, all little things we can do.
It's amazing how much goes into that.
Yeah.
Liz was talking about a whole bunch of it right there. Just please pay attention. Remember that burn ban is still in effect for statewide. You know what you can do? Get out of the heat. Why don't you go inside a well-air-conditioned venue, brand new, kind of new. It is new. $85 million renovation. The Queen Casino opening tonight.
Yeah, she's hosting for a grand opening, inviting you in to come out to the old Hollywood Casino.
That's right. Yep.
Queen is getting ready to open. They've been hosting job fairs, still looking for some people if you're interested. But tonight is the grand shebang. They're doing a drone show at 9 o'clock,
how cool is that?
asking people to tune in their radio so you can hear it and see it all at the same time. This is a big deal when you talk about an economic driver on that side by the river there.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
And I mean, Kelly Hubbard was live inside there this morning giving us a look. I mean, it does look. It looks like it's got all the bells and whistles, right?
Boy, does it.
So if you're in the area, check it out. And if you're in the area over the coming weeks, months, whatever, there you go. Hey, if you are in the area of your freezer and you know it's just stocked with maybe game meat that you might not get to, a way to donate it for the good here.
Listen, I tell you, they're collecting all of this food on Sunday and Saturday. Clean Out Your Freezer Day is this weekend. Help the Hunters for the Hungry. They want to collect thousands of pounds of protein to distribute to food banks across the state. It's a big deal here. It's happening all across the state, but there's a number of locations in Baton Rouge on Sunday where you can donate. Check
out this story for all the locations and the times. Guys, it's just one of those great events. It really does have a great impact on those who need it the most.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, instead of that sitting in the freezer going to waste, put it to good use.
Plus, you give some other than just burgers or whatever, you give folks some exotic food.
Well,
that too, even fish, right?
That's great, absolutely. Hey, Steve, do you have anywhere indoors we can go fishing right now? Because I mean, I'd like to, but good gracious, man.
I don't know. I'm still waiting for Johnny to invite us over to use the pool at his house. It's getting kind of late in the summer here.
I've got it stocked. I'm ready. Bring your pole.
All right, we're going fishing. See you in 10.
Get yourself summer ready with the award-winning lineup of Hondas at Team Honda. We'll help you find just the right vehicle to hit the road to whatever destination awaits you. Come shop the most awarded brand in Car and Driver's 10 Best history at Louisiana's #1 Honda dealer, Team Honda on Siegen Lane.